to participate in the filming of the ride, and then finally seeing it like live at the park was and how does it differ from filming the actual film?
That was kind of weird for me. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but to know that you're going to be on a ride of some, especially one that's that good as well. I mean, that's one of the best rides I've ever been on, the Forbidden Journey. I mean, being in a film's one thing, and I guess that'll last forever and ever. But to be on a ride, it's something else. You know, I've loved coming to theme parks and roller coasters and stuff like that since I was tiny, and so to be a part of something like that that's going to be halfway around the world as well in America, which is I'm still trying to figure that out in my head. It's kind of weird, but it's unbelievable. I mean, to be there for for the rest of I don't know, I'd say it's going to last for a few decades yet, which is kind of odd for me. But no, a great privilege, and I had a great fun doing it.
Yeah, it's probably around about 2 years ago, pretty much to the same time of year when we shot the stuff which are in the Forbidden Journey. And remember, the guys were showing us like the plans for the ride. And so we were kind of I was anyway, we kind of saw all the information, like this is surely too good to be true, like how can that technology exist? Because my favourite ride I think ever was the Spider-Man ride here as well, and they say that but 10 years technology on top of that, so okay. So we kind of thought we'd take it with a pinch of salt, and then like Matt said, when we actually went on the Forbidden Journey, that really did blow us away completely, and we kind of got a good little checklist of what we're in now, like we're in a movie, we're in a theme park, we're Lego men, we're all these kinds of things.
Weird.
Not a bad career. What about you, Bonnie?
I think what's lovely about it is obviously with the making of the films, and when we kind of premiere the films for the first time, we give them over to the audience. That's really exciting experience to actually create a land now that we can hand over to the public, that they can walk through, and all the lovely memories that we've had of kind of stepping on sets for the first time, that kind of shell shock sort of look, and just seeing children. I mean, seeing kids all walk onto the set, and then jaws just drop, and I think it's just lovely to allow everyone to experience what we've had.
For each of you, can you tell me what your first thoughts when you first saw the park, or when you first saw the park, what your first thoughts were in 3 words or less?
3 words or less? Bloody hell. That was pretty much what I felt at that moment I walked through.
Good. Wow. Well, I think you've done the 3 words, I think it's just bloody amazing. I think very, very impressive. Yeah.
I think it's just questioning how they managed to do it. I mean, when we all came in for the first time on yesterday, we were in that arch, we just all stood there. Like, do we go? Do we just watch? And we were all just kind of like in and you just kind of want to touch everything. And go, that was the 3 words.
I don't know. I mean, this is magic, I suppose. It is underlined. I mean, really, truly spectacular. So this is magic.
Great, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I have a question. When Rupert was in here, I asked him what was his favorite part, and he said the pubs. What do you think about the pubs?
Yeah, they're really cool actually. And there's actually you've got the different, like you've got the butterbeer, trying it, and the Grange as well. There's also the house brew, which is really nice. I think this is because when this was a set, it seemed a lot smaller. And now obviously it is huge, and it's pretty cool. You can say, "Oh, I'm eating for a pint on the Three Broomsticks," kind of thing. But yeah, and it's what's cool is that all the food in here as well is it's not all like greasy burgers and all that kind of stuff. There's like a good healthy option. It's like in everything as well, so it's quite a good call.
Yeah,
it is, with fish and chips, and it's genuinely nice food. Theme park food isn't normally that nice, and we had a really great lunch in here yesterday. There's some really nice stuff to choose from, and it's very in keeping with, obviously Hogsmeade, etc. There's Cornish pasties we've got right at home here, fish and chips, shepherd's pie, and it's fantastic. Really great. I think my favourite part would be Ollivanders. That was my favourite experience. Because my 2 children are here, Annabelle and Harrison. And to see them, having their one moment was just tremendous. Really, really exciting, seeing their faces. And I saw Michael Gambon get his wand as well, which was his little face. It was so. It was amazing.
Yes, that's what I say.
Warwick, you've now been a part of two of the most beloved franchises in film history between this and Star Wars movies.
Yes.
How would you compare the the experiences for you personally as an actor?
It's very different. I mean, they're both obviously huge franchises, and I'm lucky to be part of both of them. Compared, it's a really hard question, you know. I think they're both very, very detailed, I mean, they're made by extremely skilled filmmakers and, you know, represent their subject brilliantly. That's a very difficult question to how you compare the two things. I mean, you know, Harry Potter was a really great set of films to work on. You know, we're talking about these environments that we're in here in Hogsmeade at the Wizarding World being very immersive, but you know, the sets could be very immersive as well. You know, the Great Hall back at Leavesden, it is, you know, a truly three-dimensional place. You know, the only thing missing is the enchanted ceiling. So when you're performing in those environments, you do feel and you can really picture yourself there. Whereas working on a Star Wars film, of course, it's a lot of green screen, and they built, you know, maybe a 6 foot of a wall over here. The rest of it's left to your imagination. So I suppose, as far as filmmaking goes, that's how the two franchises would differ quite greatly.
Let's take this gentleman back here. Right.
This question is actually for Matthew, Lewis, and Monty. As the series has progressed, your characters have grown. How do you feel about that? And the fact that, I mean, with you, Matthew, your character is going to be huge in the last movie.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean, having read the books when I was younger, I read sort of the first 4 before our audition, I think, and I was such a huge fan, and I knew Neville was a great character, and he was very, very important to the story, but I never really understood quite how important until number 5 when the prophecy was sort of announced, and Neville started to take on a much larger role. He joined the Dumbledore's army, and but again, you know, even then, I had no idea what was to come. I spoke to J.K. Rowling at the Harry Potter 5 premiere before Deathly Hallows was released, and she said that she had some good stuff for Neville, and I was like, don't tell me anything, I don't want to know, I want to read it. She's like, okay, I won't say anything, but it's coming. And I was reading the book and I was like, is she lying to me, where is it? And I get to the end, and then that happens, and we've just shot all that the last few months, and it's just been unbelievable, you know, to be able to play a character that's almost different every year. You know, he comes back and he's grown up that little bit more, and he's evolved a little bit more, and he's got this courage that's constantly just getting better and better, and then it comes to the close in a really wonderful way. His story arc just completes so nicely, and so that's been a real honour to play that character that I think a lot of people can relate to, because he is the underdog. He's not the most perfect guy in the world, but he pulls through when it counts. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that.
Our 10-year-old daughter's in the middle of reading the books. Actually, she's nearing the end. And Fred and George are her favorite characters. When did you guys realize you're so important to the films, bringing humor, anarchy, energy? When did you realize how important you were? Was there a point where you go, wow, hey, this is pretty important stuff?
I don't think we ever were.
No.
Until now. It was like, they're always really cool characters to be able to play, because, as you say, they bring the humans, like the rebellious side to them. And I think number 5, and then number 4 is started with. They were sorting out their whole gambling situation, all that. And they didn't have an addiction, but like just doing that, it was we were able to just run with it our own way. Mike Gill said to us, do you know how to be a bookmaker? So he gave us all the tips of how to do this and do that, and with our own sense of humour, so kind of twist it slightly. Reading the books is very important, start getting presentations nailed on. I think it also, what we found is when we were in Paris last year doing some promo stuff, and there with Tom as well, and Bon, and then we were just in the train station, and then there were these kids who came over to speak to Oliver and I. So they found us more approachable because Fred and George are a lot more jokey, apart from, as opposed to Tom, who plays quite a nasty guy. Even though Tom's lovely as they come, but I think in that sense we're kind of more approachable because of the characters we play, I guess.
They're the fun guys.
Have you guys had a chance to go shopping here yet? I realize you may or may not have taken or been able to take things from the set when you left, but what would you be looking forward to taking home from here?
It's true, even like taking photographs, like it's kind of forbidden on set, probably unless you're going to slide and take pictures off the side.
Yeah.
But I mean, as much as it's soaking in the experience and being able to take part of it home is something you can't really do when you're filming. You just have to take it as a mental sort of note. So to be able to literally buy and take away these things that we've had, things that we've held as props, but they're not physical, you can't own them basically. And I think that's amazing for the cover group, I think they can have their wand, they can have their clothes, they can have sweets from the shop. Just, they haven't left anything out. And I can't think of anything that we've had. Probably the Gringotts money we're not spending.
But even the wands, like for each character is the exact replica of what we would use in the film. So that was cool because, as Pon said, we're not allowed to have any of that stuff. So I've actually got a proper one. But also the joke shop as well, we raided it. We all got top hats, which for some reason seems a good idea. And I was the only one who ended up walking around wearing mine for some reason. But they sell some really good stuff, which in the sixpence in the joke shop was just a box with a picture on it. Whereas now, there's a product inside. You can purchase it. So it's really cool the amount of detail and thought what's done into it.
I think the wand's my favourite thing. My children have got an unhealthy amount of wands. Our hotel room looks like Ollivander's at the moment. There's loads of wands, it's ridiculous. But it's something great for I was walking around with one last night at the opening celebration. Everyone was wondering why, but I thought, you've got to do that, I wish I'd had a jacket, one pocket made in my suit jacket now. Carry it, but there's all sorts of stuff, isn't there? Really, really nice things, yeah, it's fun.
I was giving the woman a bit of a hard time up at the Forbidden Journey because there was a Gryffindor in there, and I've sort of been messing around with that for the past few months on set. So I was sort of, let me have a look at that. Yeah, it's a pretty good weight. It's all right. I'll give you that. Not too bad replica. And I thought I'll have one of them. They're
It's
pretty
very
cool.
good. No, I've had a lot to do with the sword, and it's really quite a good replica.
Yeah, it's really impressive. They got it absolutely spot on. So all that kind of thing. I'm probably going to have one of them. I'll just tell everyone it's from the film.
I think what's quite cool is at the Owlery you can send a letter from Hogsmeade, and it goes through with a stamp from Hogsmeade. And you send it to anywhere in the world. So we did that the other day to a few of our friends. I think that'd be, I kind of looked at it, okay, that's a good to be at the table.
Does it really get delivered by an owl though? Because it's like just going to be kidding.
So I think that's first class, the owl.
Oh, okay, all right. A little bit more, you get the owl.
That's the air now.
Okay, Brittany, let's go to this lady over here next.
Having grown up on set, starting out so young, and now that the end of the films is nearing, do you anticipate that all of you will remain friends past Harry Potter?
I hope not. I'm done. I'm out of here. No, I hope so. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we all will. I mean, we see each other plenty anyways. It is outside of filming, don't we?
Yeah. That's the thing what people can't quite get their head around from an outside perspective, but we don't get in contact with each other outside of filming. Like we played golf this month's birthday, we're excited to that. And then there's a lot of places where we would go and hang out, we would play golf together, go to concerts together, stuff like that. So I really can't see, it's like when you finish school, you keep in contact with people you want to. So it would be like, well, when you've been with people for 10 years, it's pretty hard just to never talk to them again. And we have formed pretty strong friendships with pretty much everybody there. So it's kind of a unique thing that we can say we've got.
Use this as our weekly.
Yeah.
We told the other group if they ever get homesick, you can come anytime and feel at home here. So.
We'll rendezvous in Broomstick.
That's it. This question is for Matthew. What are your thoughts that the attraction was made in Orlando versus where the films were made?
I'm sorry. Instead of in England.
Right.
Well, yeah. Boris Johnson, the Mayor of London, back home, he's been having a bit of a go at that recently. I read in the paper that he sort of thinks it should be back home in London. Now, I know where he's coming from, but we've got all that stuff. You know, we've got castles, we've got all, you know, we've got Alnwick Castle, Gloucester Cathedral, all the places where we shot the film. You know, and one of our biggest fan bases is in the US. And so to come over here and have a theme park where people can experience this bit of the Harry Potter world, this bit of England, a bit of Britain, you know, over here, and it's been done so accurately as well. I think it's brilliant, and you guys got the weather for it. And I was just saying last night, we had this big firework display last night. There's one thing Americans don't do is things by halves. They just go the whole way, and that was it. It was just spot on, and yeah, no, I'm very happy it's here, and also it means that I get to come. You know, come and open it in all this heat and stuff. So, yeah, I'm more than happy to have it in Orlando, and I hope people from America can come over and enjoy it.
Thank you.
Okay, one more question.
Yes.
Good final question. What's next for you guys? And oh right, I remember. Would you ever do another project with one of your co-stars? I remember Rupert once said that if he got to choose co-stars to work with, he'd choose you two.
His brothers.
Yeah, I mean, I think, because we all finished Potter now, it was always surreal. It was the last day, I think everyone had a bit of a lump in their throat at least. Like, what is the next step? I mean, luckily we've got some things hopefully lined up, which will come good. But yeah, it'll be good to work with Group again, to get on like a house on fire. Did he tell you about his singing? Yeah, exactly. He can do musical actually. There you go.
I think that's what's the beauty of Gold is, this industry do, not only with all the cast, the crew as well, you come around in circles and hopefully we'll all, meet each other along the way and do different things. It's kind of as well, the bigger, we have made such close friends with the crew as well, and they become as much part of the experience as so hopefully we'll be able to work together.
I actually just shot an indie film back home, really low budget, but the producer of the film, a guy called Bertie Stevens, was actually my double about 2 years ago. So that was kind of weird to go back into work with him, and he was my boss, which is a bit odd. But yeah, that was a really good time. I've just finished that, so that'll be out sometime back end of this year.
What about you, Warwick?
Next week I'll start rehearsals for a new sitcom written and directed by Rick Gervais and Stephen actually, called Life's Too Short, which is really exciting. I mean, it started off as a very little project, pardon the pun, and now, and you just got that. And now everybody's kind of looking forward to it, which is really exciting for me. But it's a little daunting at the same time. So yeah, something to look forward to. But going back to the Harry Potter experience, it's something we'll never forget. And that last day on set was certainly a very emotional day. And I've never felt like that on a film, finishing a film. I'm normally quite relieved it's all over. But even though I was enduring 3 hours of prosthetic makeups every day, I'm sort of sorry to see the end of it. Saying goodbye to all the friends and colleagues that I got to know so well over the 10 years. Very emotional. But anyway, we leave the park as a legacy in the films. There's still 2 more films to look forward to as well.
I think it's just great that it's gone out on a high.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been anything or ever will be what can sustain popularity. It just gets bigger and bigger over 10 years. Normally when you make a sequel or 3 or 4, I don't know, it may slip a bit like Story May Drop or something, but this just seems to keep getting bigger and bigger. And the fact they can say, right, we're going to make a big park out of this is the cherry on top.
Well, it became harder, didn't it? Every sequel that we did, the bar had been set higher each time, and you had to achieve better because the audience expected better special effects, and everything had to be bigger and better each time, and it was quite a tall order. That's another pun for you.
It's kind of nice that as we come to an end, this opens up. It's kind of a weird sort of rebirth kind of thing.
Perfect
Yeah,
timing.
kind of cool.
And it seems like it'll be kind of a fun cyclical thing for people, because I've met people just even in the last week or so who are coming here who haven't read the books or seen the films, and now they're dying to go start reading and seeing the films. So hopefully it will become, you know, something that's everlasting and not a beginning and an end for all of you. So thank you very much for being with us today. It's been an honor to have you.